gradients can become a bit of a headache for production. So if you are about to do some gradients, maybe give either another designer or maybe someone like Pete from Repro a shout if you're unsure about how to set up a gradient, because they can become a headache later on. But we're going to go over 3 types of gradients. So we're going to go over linear, radial and freeform. So I've deleted all my other settings just so we can really focus in. So if you don't have the gradients window open, you just go Window Gradients, or it'll give you a shortcut here. So start with this one, and we'll start with linear. So you choose your shape and click on Type Linear Gradient. I'll give you this. So you can either edit it in here, so you can change the white to black balance, so you can move that across, or you can actually move this across like that, or if you want to be really precise, you can change the location like so, or if you actually want to switch them over, you just bring the black over, move the white over like that. If you want to actually edit it within the shape itself, you just click on the gradient tool and it will bring up the bar within the shape, so you can actually move these, and you can actually so you should be able to move these. Yeah, there you go. So you can move them like that, or you can change the angle of the gradient. So it's still a line, but you can just change the angle. If you want to color these, all you've got to do is double click on the color. Double click on the color. Here we go. So we'll usually come up with this, especially if it's black and white. You'll only get a K option, but if you click on the top right hand corner and click on CMYK, you can actually change the color that you want it to be. I just made a couple swatches before the tutorial, so we can choose that one, and with this one make it purple, and then the same applies. You can move that across, and depending on how you want that to look. So that's linear gradients. The reason these gradients can become a headache for production is because if these are 2 separate spots, eventually the color will cut off, so you can't really set it up like this. It will have to be set up slightly different in production. So there's a 3% purple going under the whole thing and a 3% pink going under the whole color, unless it's CMYK, in which case it should be fine. If that doesn't make too much sense to you, we can go over that properly, and we can look at the actual job that you're working on to make sure that the gradients work correctly. The second gradient is a radial gradient, so it's the same process. Just click on here, and it's already colored them in for me. So exactly the same process. You can change those as you see fit, or if you click on this button, you can actually change the size and shape of the gradient depending on what you want to do. So linear and radial are exactly the same things, just one's in a circle and one's in a line. Freeform is a little bit different, and it's relatively new. I think it's new to the 2019 updates. So if we click on freeform, it tries to guess what you would want. So you've got dots here, so each one of these is a color, so you can change these now to be different colors. So make that pink, make that one, let's make that one. Ooh, So what you end up with is freeform gradient. If we go to edit gradient, so you've got lines here as well. So you can either add in extra points. It's definitely one that you have to play with instead of just watching a video. So you can actually fill in. You can actually decide on these colors then. So you can either, you can make it CMYK if you want, or so if we make those yellow. So you can make CMYK or spot. If we make all of these yellow, just for a minute, you'll see that we've created a block of yellow there. So no matter how hard we want, so if we change to points, no matter how far we push this green, it won't actually break that yellow. So you've ended up with sort of a yellow barrier there. So unless you want the green to be in the middle, in which case it's sort of penned in. So I think there's a lot of really good things we could use for this, especially as this unicorn trend refuses to die. I think this would be a really good one, especially when you can get these nice curved gradients going through like nice ass shapes, so anything with unicorn hair or space or anything like that. So linear is in a line, radial is from a circle, and then freeform is we literally get to make our own shapes with the gradient.